Well, my name is Rachel Stearns, and I'm going to start out with one of my favorite quotes. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. How many of you have heard this? Yeah, everybody loves Harry Potter, especially me. Today I'm going to talk to you about just a little bit why I love Harry Potter, some interesting facts about it, and so on. Born July 1965, Joanne Rowling was always interested in fiction novels. At a very young age, her favorite books were I Capture the Castle by Dottie Smith and The Little White Horse by Elizabeth Gouge. She says she always wanted to be a writer, and that ever since she knew what writers were, she was perfectly happy sitting in a room making stuff up all day. She started writing the Harry Potter series, started forming ideas for it actually, when she was waiting for a delayed train from Manchester to London King's Cross. As you see above, how many of you have been to Disney World and seen the Harry Potter world? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? I've been there about 3 separate times, I think. And it's just one of my favorite places to go because I really love the story, and how cool would it be to have magic? I mean, to fly on a broomstick and live in that world. Maybe I'm a dork, but I find it fascinating. And it's just a great storyline to go, to follow. I love reading books that are series that have multiple books that go along with it. I think the saddest part of the entire series is when Dobby dies. It's just so sad when Bellatrix it's just a horrible part. It's also one of the major parts that makes the series emotional, and because it just is. While there are many moments that were very different from the movie and versus the book, these are 3 that really just stuck out to me that I found that were the most prominent. I'm sure of all the fans in here, I'm sure you've heard of Professor Cundance Binns. He was the only ghost teacher at Hogwarts, and he was in the book, but he was cut from the movie. He died in his classroom and just kept teaching. He was known for his really dull and boring long lectures, but he was cut from the movie. Another thing that was cut from the movie was Spew, or Hermione created it, and it was the Society for Promotion of Elfish Welfare. It was to champion the rights of house elves. This event occurred in the Goblet of Fire book. At the Quidditch World Cup, Hermione meets this house elf named Winky. It's Bartimus Crouch's house elf. She is put in, the house elf that is put in a very uncomfortable position because she's afraid of heights and has to go to the top office box to reserve a seat for Bartimus. Another change that was in the book versus the movie was, I'm sure you all know of Professor Umbridge, and when she found out of the Dumbledore's army. In the movie, it was Harry's significant female friend. They weren't really official, but it was Chang, and that was in the movie that told Umbridge that they were having the Dumbledore's army and using magic instead of following her rules. But in the book, it was Marita Edgecombe. It was one of Cho Chang's friends. Harry and Cho actually have an argument later about it, because Cho argues that she's just a good person, and then she made a mistake, and Harry's just like, no, she's just horrible. While these are only some of the differences, there are many. I'm sure a lot of people have read the books and seen the movies. There are many differences in the books and the movie. A connection to the real world that could be put along with Harry Potter can be along with Hitler, is a most common analogy you put it with it. Hitler can be seen as Voldemort with the pure blood mania. In the Deathly Hallows Part 1 in the movie, there's the statue of the mudbloods under the stones, and that's kind of how Hitler saw not pure blood people, and he was trying to, create what he thought was a better society. Will there ever be another Harry Potter book? Rowling says that she always refuses to say never to the question. She doesn't want to rule out something that she might possibly do in a few years. She might do it in a few years, and it would be foolish to say that she would not. But however, she says that she has no immediate plans to make any new Harry Potter installment. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
Are there any other books that you like by J.K. Rowling?
I've only read the Harry Potter ones by her. I didn't actually read the first book until I saw the first movie. So.
Did you see what she recently posted